Kia ora, friends. If you're anything like me, you've been fascinated by the world of hacking for a while now. But maybe you're feeling stuck after using resources like TryHackMe and Hack the Box Academy. Like there's only so much you can learn from guided labs before you need to take it to that next level. Well, welcome to Brews and Hacks. What sets this series apart is that we're not just using containers and scripted challenges. We're diving deep into real-world vulnerabilities using our home lab. Think of it as like an open world, choose-your-own-adventure in vulnerability discovery and exploitation. In this video, we're dissecting this Django VM from vulnhub.com. And I actually surprised myself with how far I get before needing any pointers. Alright, so fill that glass, let's brew up some fresh hacks. Reconnaissance is a critical phase in penetration testing, where we collect intelligence about the target organization using both passive and active techniques. Enumeration is one piece of reconnaissance, and in this video we're focusing on active enumeration techniques, though I do have some interesting ideas for passive recon tutorials, so please let me know if that's something that you're interested in. Enumeration helps you understand the target environment and identify potential weaknesses. It's like having a map before embarking on a journey. It saves time, reduces risk, and increases your chances of success. Some key concepts we're going to be focusing on are open ports. These are entry points into a system that can be accessed remotely, as well as service versions and OS versioning. This tells us what software is running on the system, which can help us identify potential vulnerabilities. And yes, we will be exploiting these vulnerabilities, but we're not going to get into the phases of the penetration testing model for the PenTest Plus exam, because it did well on the enumeration, which was what we were supposed to be focusing on in this video anyway. So, without further ado. Okay, so if you can remember back to when we set up this lab environment and we installed this vulnerable machine, it said, and I will highlight right here, that the secret to this box is enumeration. Alright, so I've already booted up my machines here, so the IP address for the Django machine is, I guess it says ready. That's funny. 192.168.56.118, and my attacker is 192.168.563. You can see I've already started typing out the command here for nmap tech lowercase sn, and I'm going to do for the full network. We're going to assume that we don't know the IP address of the target. So let's talk about this. Are you frozen? No, I guess you're good. Let's talk about this SN flag. So it was with the PenTest Plus exam. I don't know why I had so much trouble remembering the flags for Nmap. It's just really difficult for me. But the way that I remember this one is scan, no ports. Lowercase s, lowercase n. This is a host discovery scan. It was previously flagged as lowercase s, uppercase p as a ping scan. It's an ICMP scan. So that was a scan ping. And that's how I remember that. That's really the only explanation I can give for this, but basically we're going to look at the full network, see what hosts are on it. So let's go ahead and do that. It should be quick. That looks good on display. Can you all read that? Yeah. I think you can read that. Okay, so one more time. We've got the router, which is going to be the 56.1. We've got the DHCP server, which is going to be the .2. We've got ourselves, which are .3. And then we've got the target machine, which is .118. Okay, so let's focus on this .118. If we were running a real pen test, we would probably want to try to be a little stealthy, right? So we're going to do nmap, and this is actually going to need sudo privileges. So we're going to do nmap, or I'm sorry, sudo nmap. Let's do services. So that's going to be service version. That's like capital V. Let's do a stealthy scan. Okay. And let's run the time down. So 5 is the fastest, 3 is the default. We're going to go T2. Okay. And then we are going to go on this IP address. Oh, I'm sorry. That's our IP address. We're going to go on the target IP address. And this should give us all ports. Okay. Oh, need my password. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's going to take a while. So, something else we can do in the meantime, checking the low-hanging fruit, right? I'm going to pull up my browser. And I'm going to go to, that's like, okay. So we are already on an Apache 2.4.18, so that's good to take note of. Yeah, it just gives us that information right off the bat, just looking it up. So we're going to look that version up in exploit DB. Oh, so we're going to look that up in exploit DB. I will do that on my local browser, not this one, because we're not connected to the internet. And I'll see what we can see. We also have a site directory. Ooh, hi. Start Bootstrap. Grayscale. A free responsive one-page Bootstrap theme created by Bootstrap. Okay, so not a lot going on here. I've seen this before. This is a Hugo theme. Not important, but interesting tidbit. Well, that's interesting. Everything else worked but that last link. Bus car. Okay. We'll check that out later. Okay, this is still running. Alright, let's check this out still. Bus car equals 0, 1, 2, 1 question mark. Question mark. Alright, nothing. That's fine. PHP bus car. Okay, I think that has that's going to have something to do with the Apache vulnerability. Let's go back to that page. We should probably take note of that. Yeah, you know what, guys? I'm totally comfortable with taking notes here on Nano. Nano. Let's actually back up. Let's do, in documents, let's do CTF notes. Yeah, we'll do TST. All right. Boom. Close. All right. All right. So, if you want to see the status of any Nmap scan while it's running in this state, you can just press return or enter depending on what system you're on. Okay, so we're about 39% done. So this is going to take a while. I am going to pause the recording while that's running because I can't think of anything to show in the meantime. Done. Okay. We also have an FTPD, file transfer protocol, on port 21. So that is just inherently insecure. So that's something interesting to check out. So in the meantime, we already knew it was Apache, so we already know it's web server. It says that there. It also says the same thing there, so we will look into that. I want to just go ahead with dirbuster real quick, because enumeration is the key to this box. I mean, these are both interesting things that I want to check out, okay? I want to check out the exploit database to see what we can find on Apache 2.4.18. I'm sure that we'll find plenty. I want to check out VSFTPD 3.0.3. I'm sure that we'll find things for that. But while we're doing that, let's go ahead and run dirbuster. Okay, so the syntax was dirbuster u HTTP, I think it was HTTP. Boom. Yeah, let's just backspace that. Boom. Okay, and the word list is going to be USR share. Oh, wordless. I think there are 2 Apaches. No. dirbuster. Apache. Yeah, let's do both. There's a 1.0 and a 2.0. Let's do the 1.0. It's going to take a few minutes, which is fine. Oh, what is this? Are you starting? Alright, that's going to take a few minutes. That's fine. I'm going to call it a night because I'm tired. Yeah, peace. Alright, so the other night, I tried a few things, but was kind of running on low. So, I needed to just call it a night and go to bed. To recap what I tried, we enumerated the network and the ports running on the vulnerable machine. Alright, so we came to the conclusion that it was running VSFTPD, so File Transfer Protocol daemon, version 3.0.3 on port 21. And we also came to the conclusion that it was running Apache, the HTTP daemon, or daemon, whatever. Just, why do you care how things are pronounced? And 2.4.18 on that. So that was on port 80. And then we tried dirbuster, but didn't really find much. And just a reminder, dirbuster is an enumeration automation for the web pages within a website. So we didn't find anything interesting there, and I thought that I was just kind of running on a bad track. But when I did look through notes of write-ups, and I was on the same track that a lot of other pen testers are on. So I'm really proud of myself for that, because believe it or not, this is actually my first lab that I've run without any prior guidance to. So now I'm looking at write-ups. So now I'm looking at how to do it. But just going off of what I've learned from the guided labs in the past, I'm pretty proud of myself for getting that far on my own. And the whole reason for me making these videos is for you to get there too. So best of luck on whenever you go off on your own on that. But back to this one. You're here because you are looking for guidance. So let's go ahead and figure out the next steps. So one thing that we did notice was on the web page there was a page with Buscar or I don't know, what does that mean? That probably translates to something. Let's take a look. Oh, of course, it's Spanish for search for. All right, let's go ahead and boot up our virtual machines here. So let's start with the vulnerable. So I was looking into a few items the other night on the exploit DB, the exploit database. Didn't really find anything. It looks like others did search for things there, so we'll get back into that in a minute. Let's just let's go down this path with the Buscar page on the website side of the host. So this is also saying that they went through burp on repeater. So hopefully me stumbling around through Burp Suite is not your first introduction to the software. It is a really cool suite of applications. I have no idea what I just clicked out of. That'd say it wasn't up to date. Oh man, hang on. What did I just do here? Okay. Accept. Now we've got it open twice. We don't want it open twice. Alright, so you go through temporary projects memory, use burp defaults. I am going to change to dark mode because dark mode is life. If you also would like to change it to dark mode, you go through, gotta think about this, it's been a while, settings, user interface, display, dark mode. I'm gonna increase the font size because I'm sharing the screen here, so yeah, just looking at my, there you go, it's 15. And I like the zebra stripe, that helps me see things a little bit better. Okay, yeah, that, hopefully you can read that just fine. We're also gonna make this bigger. There we go. I think that's a good size, let's stick with that. All right. All right, so we are going to go through the built-in browser. Gotta remember how to do that. Proxy. Okay. So you go to proxy and you go to open browser. So we're using the Burp Suite browser, and what I like about that is that you don't have to go in and change your browser settings or any of that. So yeah, here we go. All right. So this is already set to be compatible with the packet captures that Burp Suite is going to need. All right, so we want to turn intercept on. Actually, let's turn intercept off until we get over there. So we need to go to HTTP, I think it's actually HTTP 192.168 - 56118. So same as it was the other night. Go to the site. Yeah, here we go. All right, so before I go to the next page, we're going to turn intercept on, and we're going to go to Buscar, search for. All right, so let's see. We're going to toss it into repeater. All right, so if we right click, we can send to repeater. We're going to do that. We're going to hop over to that tab, and then this is the GET request that came just directly from that, and we are going to do raw. Okay, so to get the user flag, but why does it do that? Go back to proxy, go forward, nothing. Go here, Oscar, P. Alright, so this I guess is an if you know sort of deal. Alright, so this is a URL injection. Okay, so we're gonna do cat, a command injection through the cross-site scripting. Is that cross-site scripting? Now I messed up on definitions. Cross-site injection. Alright, so this is just still considered command injection. Okay, so, alright. The command would be cat, and by doing a %20, that should be a space. So we're telling it to cat home, Jingao 01, which we can see is the, oops. Is the website, and the HTTP name user/user.txt http/1.1. Oops, 1. Oh my gosh, 1.1. Oh my gosh. All right. Send that. Okay. So that's our first flag. Where do you go to even check these flags? Alright, I don't know how we know that that's the flag. I wish somebody could help explain that to me. Oh, okay, this is an interesting command injection, so let's go here. This was found from another write-up. So on the proxy, let's turn off the intercept. Let's open this on a new. And they went to view source. Went to the bus queue. Oh my gosh. Bus queue. Or bus K, I don't know. PHP buscar equals cat WordPress config.php. That didn't work for us, did it? It's because we need a slash after the question mark. It's not working, huh? Nope, we didn't. BuzzQ.php buscar cat WordPress. All right, let's get out of view source. So this is another if you know, you know. So I guess this is where the config file would have been for PHP. And if we view source here, there we go. Server, localhost, database, desafio02, username. Okay, so we've got a username and password right there. Look at that. So let's take note of this. We've got username and password. There we go. We're actually going to be over there. Okay. So it does look like multiple people had issues setting up a reverse shell. CTF doesn't have SSH service enabled. Well, that's okay. Why can't we do a command injection with NC? Okay, let's try cat. Okay, so yeah, we can't do SSH or netcat. Everything said Django 01. I'm just going to try this just to see what happens. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Django 01. Okay, yeah, so that gets you logged in. Let's see what we've got. Just user.txt. So we already had it load that up. So that was a if you know, you know. So cat user.txt. All right, so that was the flag one. Okay, so okay. Although it does look like people had success setting up FTP from here. So just to demonstrate what that looks like, we will go FTP 192.168.56.118. All right, so it says connected, name, and we're going to put in the same credentials. Okay, login successful. Remote system type is using Linux. Now they did ls. Okay. So that was the problem. They were in the var www. So if we cd to home, cd Django 1, okay. Then you've got the user.txt. So we can do the cp user.txt to our user. Desktop. And document, whatever. No, there's a way to do it. Just can't remember. I haven't used FTP like in forever because you shouldn't. See, open as a option. As LCD. Local directory. Oh, okay. Binary belt, ASCII pend account, date form, FTP get. All right, cool. So now, so we transferred the user.txt. All right, so now we're trying to get some privilege escalation. This was the one that somebody found. I hope you've been able to see what I've been doing, because I am not paying attention at all to how things have displayed on my screen. Okay. Local privilege escalation. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. Move pwn to jingao.c. Okay, now that GCC, make that Jingao. Okay, now we run pwn launching shell. Hey, all right, that did it. Okay. All right, so basically, here, before we continue to that, actually, let's go ahead and grab that last flag real quick. Let's grab that last flag. Okay, we're at root, so print working directory, we're in root, who am I, root, ls, proof.txt, let's cat it. Oh, can't do tab complete from this exploit, so there we go. And that is our proof flag. All right, so that's 2 flags now. All right. So a quick word before we wrap this up. What I did wrong was this exploit code here, and I'm also not sharing screen. So we were supposed to copy this text into a .c file, and then run gcc, which... and GCC, I can't remember what that does. GNU project compiler. Oh, okay, so it runs a C code, so that's why it was a .c file. Okay, so it runs the exploit. Okay, what was this? Exploit POC, define. Yeah, this really didn't help me at all. Oh, okay. The BPF instruction set is well documented. The OP parameter 0 equals read address for the frame pointer, 1 read address for the SK buff structure, 2 read a user supplied address, and 3 write a value to a specified address. Let's also make this bigger, make it easier to see. Okay. Okay, BFP. So let's talk about what is BFP. Berkeley Packet Filter is a technology used on Linux for capturing and filtering network packets at the operating system level. Okay, so that's how we were able to get root. It allows programs to analyze the network traffic and can also extend with EBF, extended BPF, eBPF, I don't know what I said, for additional functions like performance monitoring and specialty and security features. Okay. All right, now this is making more sense. Reading is fundamental, friends. Okay. Okay, so again, this was the script to pull information at a system level for this system. In a perfect world, we would have rathered to be doing a reverse shell from the Kali box. Well, like on the Kali box, setting up a reverse shell on the vulnerable machine to run these commands all from the Kali box on the vulnerable machine. but from multiple write-ups, it was saying that that was not possible with this particular vulnerable machine. It just wasn't set up that way. That's totally fine, because we still got both flags. So anyway, back to the script. So this script was gathering information for the vulnerable machine at the system level. Then we compiled that using the .c compiler. That was the GNU C compiler, GCC. Compiled this exploit code to get those credentials for the system level to the pwn execution file. That's pretty much what we just called the execution of the compiled code. Then we had those credentials and we were at a root level on the system, and that's how we were able to exploit it. I hope that makes sense. Please help me with future videos by letting me know in the comments section if that made sense. Alright, in this video we focused on some techniques to enumerate a host. Then we enjoyed some entertainment of me struggling to figure out how to exploit those findings. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, but it's only the first in this awesome journey that I have planned. In this series, we'll use this home lab to explore various tools, techniques, and procedures and share my findings with you. And I look forward to hearing some feedback of your findings too. If this video provided any value to you, please consider giving it a thumbs up to help the algorithm suggest it to others, and subscribing for more pen testing walkthroughs and to be aware of new episodes. I'm thinking every second Saturday of the month is a good cadence for me. See you next time, friends. Kia ora.